Well, Mahmoud's not coming because he wants to get a divorce.
What?
Because my back is exposed. Yeah. This morning, I decided it was the appropriate moment. It was just felt natural I get to make my own decisions. Yeah. So I laid down the law. He said I wore this dress, and he says we're done. Yeah.
Nicole laid down the law. You know what? Let's carry on.
I didn't say divorce. He said divorce, and he always says divorce. The way he reacted is the unacceptable part, right?
Yes. Yes. It's like a child.
You recognize the way she was like, the way he reacted was the unacceptable part, yes? You know when somebody says yes?
He always says divorce. The way he reacted is the unacceptable part, right?
Yes.
Right? Well, she says right. And it's funny because I remember before, back in the day, we're talking a good 10 plus years ago, and I was doing a sales job at the time, you know. This is before I was even teaching in schools, but I did door-to-door sales. And they teach you, and I even did telesales as well. And they teach you that when you're speaking to a customer, you obviously make sure that everything that you're saying is leading. So you have to make sure everything that you're saying is encouraging their answer. And putting in words like yes at the end, you know, to encourage that, you know, is something that you do to obviously manipulate them to want to say yes. So therefore you get the sale and you get the commission. And of course, you know, when it comes to people that are master manipulators in this world, when they are trying to control the narrative, they will say things that is leading. Or when somebody is trying to get you to lie for them, they will give you the answer within what they're saying. And it's just funny because in that one, it's in particular when she was like, and this is where he was wrong, right? She definitely wants, and then the friend was like, yes. You know what I mean? Really, with that leading statement. And it's funny because she obviously wants to make sure that her friends are on her side at any means necessary, and they are never on his side. And that's something that's very key to really recognize. But let's continue.
Yes, it's like a child.
Alcohol in the house until she get some out for her friends. I'm trying to change as much as I can to be with her too much. I'm not American, and she has to understand that.
100%, you know, it's 2 days in, and right now she's not even giving my man any time to even, like, you know, adjust to being in America, to really go through the culture shock process. She's expecting him to literally just, boom, be adapted to the way of living in America just like that, and it's not fair.
I didn't know that I keep alcohol in the house. I never tried to hide it. It was just in the freezer. I know that that would not be something that Mahmoud's ever seen, and
it's funny that she knows it, but yet she doesn't give a damn.
I sort of don't want to do it, but then it's a part of my culture. It's 4 years of anticipation.
Yeah, it's true.
Why didn't you come?
Tired. You look exhausted, actually.
You're a liar, Mahmoud. Tell the truth. Yeah, tell the truth. Hide my feelings anymore.
I understand you, Nicole. I understand.
Yeah.
The way she was like, just because Mahmoud said I'm tired and that's why I didn't want to come, the way she was like, oh no, I can't have my friends seeing me as the liar. I can't have my friends seeing me as the one that's wrong in the situation. I've got to make sure that they know that he's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. And even when she switched up, the friends were like, whoa, you're coming a bit too strong too soon. But you see the way she really makes sure that the friends will always be on her side. So therefore they sympathize with her. You know, it's crazy because she would go as far as even gaslighting him just to make sure that he gives the reaction that she needs her friends to see. So therefore her friends know that she's not crazy and delusional and she's not a liar. Wow, she's such an unhealthy person to be with.
The reason for the dinner was for them to meet him and show him a little bit of America. But he's the crazy guy who wants to get a divorce over a dress, being all nice with my friends, saying, oh, I was tired, that's why I couldn't come. And it's embarrassing.
So worried about being embarrassed. It's funny because in a lot of situations, at least, you know, definitely in the States as well as the UK, usually when something like this happens, usually women will find a lie to actually cover up for their man because they don't want everyone else to see that their house life isn't looking good. They want it to look like, you know, we're all good. You know, that's the crazy part. That's usually what happens. But Nicole's like, I could give a damn about that. I got to make sure that my friends know that this man right here is a waste man.
But it was that morning.
Oh, just a little one, right? Just a little one where you said we were going to, you know, get a divorce. Just a little tiny fight.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Took a turn.
Little hateful little.
Hey.
No, I don't even want to be near him.
It's crazy, but the way even her friends are like, wait, whoa, chill. You know, a funny fact, actually, to be fair. It was actually the male friend that was like, hey. It's funny how her female friend wasn't really, you know, that was quite interesting, if anything. But maybe I'm just looking too much into that one. Who knows? But either way, though, as you can see, she obviously planned to go out with her friends. Well, she planned to meet her friends with Mahmoud. Mahmoud obviously says no, because he's not happy with the fact that she was showing a little bit of skin, which is, I agree, absolutely ridiculous. So therefore, he throws in the divorce card, which is stupid. So obviously, Nicole still goes out, sees her friends, and then decides it's a good idea to bring her friends back to her place because, you know, she really wants her friends to meet Mahmoud, even though she knows that she left the house with them to not be on the best of terms. So what does she expect to happen? Brings them home, starts serving them alcohol, you know, and then all of a sudden the friends are now pretty much interrogating him, asking him questions. Like, rah. And then on top of that, because he's not giving the answers that she's happy with, the answers that make her look like as if she's the good person, and the answers that don't make, because the answer he's given don't make him look crazy, she's like, no, I've got to expose it. If you really love someone, then why would you go out of your way to try and expose them for being the crazy one? Why would you go out of your way to expose them to being the one that is unhinged? It's funny because in that situation, who's the crazy one? Who's the unhinged one? The one that is going out of the way to do that to that person. And then obviously going out of her way to gaslight him, to trigger him, you know what I mean, to poke the bear, to get a reaction just so her friends can see what he's like. It's funny, isn't it? Because the dumbest thing out of all of it is, why would you be with someone that you know that when things aren't going well, they're going to do some dumb nonsense? Why be with someone that you know that if you gaslight them, they're going to get a reaction? You knowing that you're going to get a reaction out of him is a perfect reason to why you shouldn't be with that person. Why are you with somebody that you know if you gaslight them, they're going to show a side of them that isn't pleasant? Why are you with someone like that? You shouldn't be with someone like that. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny because, you know, let's talk about the whole divorce card. This is a card that he used last season. Well, the season that we last saw them on the other way, he used that card all the time, but she still decided to stay with him. She's been to Egypt several times to try and make it work for him. It hasn't worked every single time. He's finally come to the States for the very first time, and now she's trying to force feed this lifestyle onto him. You know, and because he's not adapting as quick as she likes, she's now trying to, you know, make things even more challenging for him as well as herself. I'm confused. What is Nicole's agenda? Is her agenda to bring him to the States so therefore they can actually make a life together? Or is her agenda to bring him to the States to try and force him to live the American way as quick as possible? And if he didn't submit, then she was just going to keep poking the bear until like all hell broke loose? You know, and this is the thing. This is something that I don't want to say, but I have to say it because in this world, we live in a world nowadays where domestic violence is a thing. And arguably, you can say it's even a common thing, sadly so. And the conversation that isn't always had is, what has put this person in this position to do this stupidity? And this is where it gets funky, doesn't it? It gets interesting. Nicole is someone that will happily gaslight someone, even though that person may put his hands on her. Now, we don't know that's what happened with them too, but domestic violence usually means that, right? So the crazy thing about it is, why is she putting herself in a position to be with someone who actually would put hands on her? But also at the same time, why is he in a position to be with somebody that would provoke him? Now, of course, that's not how it always works, but sometimes in some situations, some people who do have tendencies to put their hands on their partners are people who do it even without being provoked as well. Do you know what I mean? It really differs. So I'm not trying to, you know, ignore that part of it. But in this situation with these two, it is very frustrating that she has chosen to be with this man, knowing that all she wants to do is gaslight him. And at the end of the day, sadly so, in this world, sometimes in life, if you're going to keep pushing someone that has a limit like him, karma, and yes, karma is then going to strike you back. And it's freaking annoying because it could have been avoided. This isn't to say that him putting his hands on her is a right thing. No, because he has an option. He has an option to walk away from somebody like her, rather than potentially or allegedly actually put his hands on her. You know what I mean? There's always a choice on both sides, without a shadow of a doubt. And if he's choosing to put his hands on her rather than walk away, shame on him. If he chooses to walk away, great stuff. If she's choosing to be with him but to gaslight him every single time, then shame on her. But if she chose not to do that and decided to walk away from him, then great for her. But we're dealing with two people who don't know what's right. One that wants to gaslight one, and one that will happily give her that freaking karma back. Where is the right with these two? There isn't. Everything is nothing but just freaking wrong with these two. The world that we live in, eh? But let me know your thoughts and your opinions, and we can most certainly talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.